Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple, and we've got all sorts of interesting stuff going on here today. Look at this. It's not yet 7:30 in the morning. Well, it is. It's 7:32 and the sun is coming up and bouncing off the hills. Kyler's in the tractor here. We got, what in the world are we doing to this bridge? Well, Lee's helping us out here. Have you ever just started a little project like, hey, we're going to put down a couple of new treads on this bridge, and then we get digging around and whoa, that decking piece came out in the form of rotten sawdust, barely bigger than sawdust. Then we start lifting pieces and we find rotten decking boards. This all looked so wonderfully solid. It was going to be a slam dunk. Throw down a couple of pieces of new tread. Well, it didn't kind of play out that way. So here we are, and the little Norwood has cut about 1,000 board feet in the form of 2.5-inch 2x12s. That's going to be new treads. We've got 3x10 all Douglas fir decking pieces over here to replace at least 9 rotted out boards. Hey, this is just too much fun, and fortunately it's just a really nice fall day, and we're just going to, hey, we're accompanied out here by Luna. She's very interested in what's going on. Come here, Luna. Come on. Shake a paw. Sit. Yep, shake a paw. Oh, good girl. Are you going to help us out today? That is just awesome. We brought some tools down in the gator. Lee brought a supply of tools. And hey, these screws. What are these screws called again, Lee? GRK screws. Hey, they're not cheap. Coral picked them up, tells me they're about $4 a piece. They have a Torx head. We've got a supply of 8-inch and 6-inch screws. Yeah, here's the 6-inch. There we go. There's the label. Yeah, they're amazing. And this is just going to be too much fun. So we're off and running, and again, just way too much fun here at 82 Maple. Every time we touch a small item, it turns into a bigger deal. I remember years ago, very first house actually had a basement and a bathroom down there, and so I've kind of made that my bathroom for getting ready early in the morning, so I didn't wake my wife and 2 little boys. I notice a loose tile in the shower one day, and so I kind of pick at it and it falls out, and I think, hey, you know what, I know a tile guy. I'll get him to come by and re-grout this and just check it over. Hey, those of you that are much more savvy than me know that that isn't even close to what really took place after that. We ended up ripping out the entire shower. It was rotten through and through. I think we replaced a couple of studs before it was all done. And that's the way this is kind of going to go down. But, you know, the bones are really, really solid. There's fully 8. This is 14 feet wide. So on 2-foot centers, there are 8 treated telephone poles 10 inches in diameter or more underneath this. So we've got something good to work with. The bridge is worth it. Let's do it. We'll keep you posted. There's bound to be more surprises. Okay, well, this is amusing. We have some pretty significant rot. I had cut 9 deck boards. It's back to the sawmill. My foot can move up and down right there. Oh, this is not good. And so we're going to remove those logs. Got to remove those. Boy, this stuff is looking really punk. Got a log, not an ideal length, but it will turn out a number of 3x10s. This is such a great reno. Well, this bridge project has become a little bigger deal. Coral's going to wander down to the bridge and just give you a quick video update here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to keep going with this. We just set up the Alaska chainsaw mill. This is the first time in 6 months that still chainsaw started with a bang, like 3 cranks, and it was up and running. It is just awesome. I think we've got everything dialed in. The oiler down here is certainly working full speed, and that's a good thing. So here we go, and just a little bit of footage of a first cut, then we're going to slab 10 inches, and then it's over to the sawmill to maybe grab 8 or 9 boards out of that slab. Here's hoping. The first wedge in here, Cole. I'll get you to start wedging, and yeah, we're off and running. I just need to throw some hearing protection Hey, here we are out on the bridge, and it's the next morning, and what was contemplated to be a one-day job, in fact, our wood work expert, our timber and beam expert, had figured in taking the initial look, I'll be in and out here and gone in 6 hours if I can get some help from you and Kyler. Well, we're now going into day 2 of the project. Boy, doesn't this look nice? We've got some new decking down. For a fleeting moment, we thought we might keep some of the old decking, which has been here for 14 years. Incidentally, the bones underneath this are super, super solid. We checked that out thoroughly. But what we had to do was lay down some temporary treads here just to allow us passage to and from the property, and we're going to tie at this for another full day early this coming week. And but the rot was just phenomenal. I mean, this is the stuff that we were pulling up. This is the stuff we were driving on. That's just brutal. And you know what? It was all hidden rot, and one would have had to deconstruct some fairly significant portions in order to identify it, but you just don't get more rotten than that, and that's decking. So wow, glad we tackled this before the winter. Again, decking that came up in chunks like that, that's pretty scary. And so I did a quick calculation. This is 21 by 16, and so you look at that, and that's a fair amount of wood required in terms of board feet. I think I calculated it out. By the time we're all done with some other odds and ends, we're pushing up towards 2,000 board feet, given the thicknesses of the planks that we're putting down. We're throwing down a 3-inch deck, and then 2.5-inch treads, and then we've got some way over there in the distance. There's some hydro poles that are in great shape. We're going to put them along the edge as a guardrail, and we've got just about 400 of screws into this, 6 or 8 inches long, driven home with the Torx bits, and that's what's going to allow us to tear up these treads very, very quickly. Half-hour job taking all the treads up so we can replace all of the decking. We had to leave some just to keep it serviceable for the weekend, but another great adventure. And so I'm off to the sawmill right now to saw some cedar. We're also going, this bridge has never had handrails, and we're going to put in a proper handrail, something that we can feel safe as we let grandchildren go back and forth across the bridge above this beautiful little creek we've got running here. So worth it. Thanks for being part of the journey. Well, here we are picking up a little bit later in the process, and I'll throw a few photos in from yesterday just as we finished tearing up after having made the decision that every last board was going to be replaced. So we've got the guardrail down. We're going to finish it off with some really nice washers there, and wow, look at this. This is a GRK screw. This thing is fully 20 inches long. They come at about $10 a piece from a local supplier, and so this is going to go right down through here. So we've got a 9-inch guardrail cut out of a treated telephone pole or a hydro pole, and sitting on top of 3 inches of Douglas fir decking, which is sitting on top of a total of 8 logs under here. Again, all treated telephone pole style logs. And so this 20-inch screw is going to come down through 9 inches of guardrail, 3 inches of decking. That leaves 8 inches for penetration into the log. These things are amazingly strong. The torque that they take and the load that they'll bear is just totally amazing. So that takes our GRK screw investment in this bridge to roughly $3,000 plus or minus taxes. At that point, it doesn't really matter. We're getting ready to put the guardrail down here. We were just discussing finishing and thinking a really good decking stain on these treads. So that's fully 4 feet width of tread. And then throw some glass that you use for sandblasting purposes, that really fine silica, onto them for traction. And then we're going to talk about what we do for the rest of the decking, whether it's linseed oil or otherwise, but that's all finishing stuff. The main thing is the security and peace of mind that a rebuilt bridge deck will provide. The old one lasted about 14 years, and here's the other guardrail that's going to be going on. Had put it onto the little Norwood to flatten it down to 9 inches, and man, just loving this. Some really fine workmanship going into this with Luke, who's been helping us out here yesterday and today, knows his stuff when it comes to dealing with heavy wood and things like decking materials. So stay tuned for the finished product. Really stoked. Hope you're having as much of fun as I am watching this process. Well, there you have it. That's the quick and dirty of how it kind of went down. And here we are, where we've just got to do a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of finishing of the gravel in there. But isn't that looking mighty fine? And I love what our bridge builders did with the live edge there. We've got another spot of it down over here, quite intentionally cut and quite intentionally placed. Isn't that awesome? I just love working with sawmill cut fresh wood. Pretty unique little bridge setup. Nice curbing down there. Love the touch of the black washers under the GRK screws. Can you imagine those things biting down through 20 inches of wood? Which means that the railing is actually doing its part along with the guardrail in supporting the bridge. We've got trades coming and going, and so the treads here are a little bit on the dirty side, but as soon as we get rid of some of the mud, or maybe on a weekend when we don't have anybody coming and going, we've already picked up a dark gray, almost slate decking paint, and we're going to put that on the treads. It's coming pre-mixed with some silica or sand in it of some sort, and so we're going to put that down just for a little traction, and then as soon as we get a day with some decent temperature, and we will get some warm days. Today was the first day of snow here actually, and we will get some warm days, and we'll apply some linseed oil to the non-tread portions of the bridge. Gotta just love this fall weather though. Look at the leaves down there in the creek, and yeah, look at these trees. This one out here by Coral's office is just glorious. And incidentally, I don't think I've featured any of Coral's office, which is also serving as a dumping off station for couriers for some of the lighting fixtures, etc., that we've got. And so I'm going to knock on Coral's door here and say a quick hello. Isn't this the neatest little office ever? Hey, Coral.
I'm talking to Kathy on the phone.
Oh, hi, Kathy. Hi.
No, she's not on. She's just on my phone.
Oh, okay. And the kitty cat loves it in here.
Yeah, Tucker loves it. Oh, wants to go out.
Look at that.
He's doing a little video.
Everything's happening
Kathy wants us to move back. She misses us.
We miss you too, Kathy.
Bye.
Love you. And so one of my next projects is actually going to be to build a little outhouse here for Coral. That's the only thing she's kind of missing in her office. Stay tuned for that. It's going to have a special self-contained toilet fixture, and so it's not going to be the old conventional outhouse. It's going to save us doing some digging with the backhoe. But again, wow, this is what it's all about. Thanks for letting me share the journey with you.